Hello, are you trying?
Yes, my Zoom is launching.
Your Zoom is launching. Okay. So
All right,
it's fine.
I'm transferring the access to you. Please don't forget to start the record button.
Okay, sure.
So anything or any trouble you have, let me know in the group. Yeah, I'm leaving now.
Okay. All right, sure, fantastic. There's no back camera. Hey, welcome. So you're already in the meeting now. Just switch on your mic so that we can hear you. Okay, fantastic. Hey, what do I go to record?
How to
Record.
I don't know if he has an application like Camtasia or you want to record it in Zoom.
In Zoom, yes. Because he has given me this is not recording. Okay, there. Fantastic. Can we? Yes, we can see you. Fantastic.
Yes. Thank you, Chaz. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Is my voice clear?
Yes. Yes. Very
clear. Is that Michael?
Yes, you can start. We are recording to just present your slides.
Okay, yes. Thank you. So this was intended to be like a workshop. So it will be like a follow-up. So I'll be like instructing, and you can just follow up in your laptop. So your mobile phone and your laptop. So they're both easier for you to follow up. So are we okay with that?
Some are saying yes.
Fine, thank you. So I will introduce myself. My name is Antidias. Antidias Kamala. I am the Executive Director of Root GIS, a local NGO based in Tanzania. So how many of you have ever heard of Tanzania or seen Tanzania anyway? Raise your hand, please. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yes, very nice. So so I'm actually based in Tanzania, and I will be presenting right from Tanzania. Going straight to our presentation today, I will be taking you through on how you can use Mergin maps and QGIS to do your data collection. So it'll be like a seamless integration of Mergin maps and QGIS and it helps a lot to do your survey or your data collection or whatever kind of research you might be doing. So it is quite a handy Android tool that helps a lot of people to do data collection, to do survey, to do research, whatever. And the data that are being collected through Mergin maps can be uploaded into OpenStreetMap or can be deployed into other servers. So for instance, in Tanzania, we have been using, in my local NGO, we have been using different projects and different organizations that have been training a lot on how they can use merge maps as well as QGIS. I know some people might be aware of ODK, Open Data Kit. How many people have ever used ODK? How many of us? ODK. Yes, fine. So actually, so Mergin Maps, it's a mobile application. It's Android as well as it's Android and iOS application that can be used by both users to do data collection and yes, do data collection. So what you actually need to do is have your mobile application as well as you have your QGIS, and you can connect the mobile application and the QGIS. So what you actually do is when you are on maybe on the field doing data collection, when the users are being synchronizing their data to your QGIS, and you can see right away where is being corrected a certain data and who is correcting a certain data. So it is like a real-time integration. So whenever change is being done on the field, you can see on your QGIS, and whenever changes is done on the office at the QGIS, it can be seen by the users who are on the field doing data collection. So you might have actually come across where some people are using ODK and they are doing their data collection. So in case anything changes on the office, so the administrator or the project manager will need to wait for people to come back in the office, and they will do like updating the form until tomorrow. So, but for Mergin maps, it is quite different, where people or maybe the users or the data collectors as well as the project manager can work in a real time, where anything that changes, either the users can see what is happening, and the project manager also sees what is happening. So I'm going to share my screen so we can see what is actually Mergin maps, what is Mergin map, and we can see both what is Mergin maps as well as what is QGIS. So I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, fine. So so this is Mergin Maps. This is their official website. So I'm going to copy this link and paste in the chat, or maybe you can help me copying the link and putting in the chat. And so we didn't actually develop this application, but we have been using it as ODK in many applications or other mobile data collection tools. So what it does, you collect, you share, and you publish. So the quite easier word is what we say that we work with QGIS in mobile phones. And actually what you can do is you can integrate and you can collect any data or any field that you might want to collect from the field, from filling in the other data, to taking pictures, collecting polygons, collecting lines, as well as point of interest. And the other interesting part is when everything has been collected using margin maps, it comes direct to your QGIS. So the margin maps is like the Android and the iOS application. So if you have your Android or if you have your phone, you can go to Play Store and you can download the margin map application and you have it right away. So how it works? So here are some simple way. So you can capture your geodata easy with your mobile or your tablet. So it depends which tools you are using. And this is quite the simple interface of how it looks like when you install your margin maps in your mobile phone. And how we store our data using margin maps when we're working with the margin maps. As in ODK, we have the Kobo toolbox. That is our server or ODK Central, where people collect their data from the field. For margin maps, we use the cloud is called the input. So input is like the server that is being used to store the data, and it's where you can actually access, manage, and edit all your data. But the project is being created on the QGIS desktop application, and then you upload the project QGIS to the you create your project QGIS, and what you do, you just you push or you upload the QGIS project in the input, that is your cloud, and the users that that have margin maps will be able to access the project that has been uploaded to the input server or input cloud. And so the basic what do we need to have so for us to integrate the two as the input and the QGIS? You just need to have in the QGIS, you need to have the margin plugin. So it looks like this one here. So you need to have like the plugin where you'll be able to integrate between your server and your desktop. So the whole process is being done using the internet. But after you have uploaded your data, you can disconnect it from the internet, and the users who have downloaded the project can actually access the project and do the data collection without the internet. They will only need the internet when they want to upload the data to the server. And the server for our case is called input. And the data that has been uploaded to input can be downloaded to the QGIS. So that is like the real-time integration between the users who are on the field and the people or the project managers who are on the office. So these are some of the projects that have been done worldwide using margin maps. So it can be used in the agriculture sector, in the construction and engineering environments, natural resources. So you name it, in whatever environment or in whatever profession that you are working with, you can just use margin, and it will help you a lot during your data collection, as there's got multiple tools for you to do it. And so this is the open source, and open source doesn't mean free. So there is some of the contribution. So at first you have like the free, you have the free plan of where you are being given a certain amount of storage. But if you want to upgrade to the to higher storage, these are the amounts that we need to pay. If you're an individual, professional, or maybe you're a team. But there is the instance that is free that we are going to be using today. And in case you want maybe to have some more space, maybe assuming that you have quite a large number of people collecting your data and moving around. So maybe you might need to have so many people collecting data. Maybe you are collecting a lot of images, maybe the street level images, and you are putting them to the server. Maybe you might want some of the higher storage. So this is the amount that you might need to pay. So we have some real feedbacks and some of the people who are using margin maps. So before I continue, is there any question from the members, or what modality do you prefer for me to do? Do the entire presentation and then receive the questions later? Or maybe we can continue.
There's a question that how do you prefer can you pause to ask questions or ask at the end? After presentation, then people will start asking questions. I think that's the feedback we've gotten.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. So for the case of this workshop, one will need to have the QGIS installed in their laptops, and also they will need to have margin maps installed in their mobile phones. So for us to actually be on the same page throughout this workshop. So maybe let me know if someone cannot find margin maps to install in their mobile phones, or maybe someone doesn't have QGIS. Maybe they can sit in groups and with this and we walk through like.
Or use QGIS if you are.
Okay, so
does it mean we are going to the practical party now?
Yes, we are going to the practical part, so people can maybe can just arrange themselves maybe in 1 or 2 minutes. So for those people who do not have QGIS, can sit with those people who have QGIS, and for the people who do not have margin maps, can sit with people who have margin maps installed in their phones.
Can you give us a few minutes, because we are just downloading that app on our phones. We are just downloading the app on the phones. Is it okay you wait for us?
Yes, it is okay to wait for you, and maybe the moderator will do just that. Will alert me on the time that we have.
All right, thank you.
All right. That's the laptop.
So you mean you have to run the QGIS on our laptops?
Yes, you need to have QGIS. As otherwise, I can
You have to launch it, eh?
Yes, you have to launch your QGIS.
All right, then. I've downloaded the app and we've launched the QGIS on our desktops.
Fine. So if you have your QGIS launched in your desktop,
Yes.
you might see some of the already maybe projects. If you don't have any, and then it will be like plane. So I am opening like the new project. So if this is the new project that I have, okay. So the first thing that we are going to do on our QGIS is install the margin plugin that will be able to connect with our phones.
Okay.
Yes. So for us to get the plugins, you come to the plugins.
Yes.
You come on the manage and install plugins. And then
what do we add there in the search?
You come on the search, you enter margin maps. Margin maps. So, and you check it.
There is no space, eh?
Yes, if you write the word margin, MARGIN, it will appear margin maps. You should have the internet on your laptop.
Okay.
Is it possible also people to download the application online, like on their mobile phones, or you just need it to be stored in the QGIS?
The QGIS plugin helps you to yes, will help you like to connect the margin and the mobile application that you have.
I've tried to download the margin maps, the plugin, but it brings me the notification that you couldn't load the plugin margin due to an error when calling its class factory method. That could be the issue there.
Okay, is that the problem with everyone, or maybe yours?
So that's to add the plugins for margin maps in QGIS.
Can you please come again? I didn't get that.
I'm saying that I've tried to download the margin maps, the plugin in QGIS, but it gives me the notification that I couldn't load the plugin due to an error when calling its class factory method.
Okay, so what is the version of the QGIS that you have?
Let me check here. Might be the internet.
Yes, you should have the internet. And
3.61, 3.6.1. One I have.
Yes, that should be installed the plugin. Has no problem at all.
Okay, I need to try and install and see.
Okay.
Oh, finally, it has accepted.
Fine, congratulations. So so once the plugin has been installed, you will actually see it here. It will have three icons. The first one is the plugin maps. That will direct you to the website for the margin maps. And then you have like the configuration button, and then you have the add button as well as the synchronize margin project. So what we actually do is on the synchronization, on the configuration button is where we are going like to configure everything that we have. On the add, it's where we are going like to be uploading a project to the input cloud or to our cloud or to our server. And on the synchronize button is where when we want to see the changes that have been made from the field or the changes that have been made in the office. So if you click synchronize and you have the project here, so people in the field will be able to receive the changes that you have made. And anyone who is on the field, if we click synchronize on their mobile application, you'll be able to see the changes in your QGIS while at the office. Okay, so are we okay to that moment?
Not yet.
So make sure that you have the margin plugin in your QGIS, and also you have the margin mobile application in your mobile app. So are we together up to that moment? Let me know if you're behind or left you somewhere, and maybe you might need some clarification.
I've tried to install, but on my, I don't see it anywhere.
The plugin, the mobile application.
The plugin.
The plugin should be on the toolbars.
So it's also saying that sent a comment that if you're behind, you can still ask a question so that we move together.
Okay, so are we okay? So after we have everything, what we might need to do is create an account on the margin map website. So what you need to do, if you're going to click the margin maps button on the plugin, or if you go to the website, the marginmaps.com, you'll be able to sign up and create an account. So let me share my screen for the on how to create an account. So if you come here, so you can see my screen for the Margin Maps account website. So if you come here, you have the two buttons. You have the login button and the sign up button. So you come to the sign up button. And if you click sign up, or you can do it on your mobile application, it is quite easier. That's why I prefer using the mobile phones. So and here you create an account, you fill in all the details, your name, your email, and then you click sign up. and then you'll be prompted to sign in after signing up using the credentials that you have just created. Okay, so let me know if someone is behind. So after having the account, what you need to do, you come to your QGIS desktop. There are two options. The first one is if you want to do the data collection to a certain area, you might need to load maybe the base map or something that you'll be seeing when you're in the field collecting. So what you can do, you come here to the you can add the base map. I'm going to add in the OSM standard map or base map. And then so I'm going to zoom into Cameroon. I'm not sure where is Yaoundé. This one. So I'm going to zoom into Yaoundé, Cameroon. Okay. So I'm zooming to Yaoundé, Cameroon. Okay. Maybe this zooming level is enough, but you can zoom into whatever area that you might that will be doing maybe the field data collection. I am assuming that maybe I want to update the data around this road, or maybe tag the buildings, or maybe whatever kind of data collection that I'm doing. I'm assuming this is my area of data collection. That's where my field data collectors are going to be collecting data. So are we all right up to that moment, up to this moment?
We are following, so we're just trying to locate that place as well.
You can just locate any location. It shouldn't be like this one, so you can just locate any location that you might think of collecting the data. Okay, so after having selected your area of doing the data collection, you might need maybe to have the plan before what you're going to be collecting. If what maybe the format of the data that you'll be collecting, is it going to be like a point? Is it going to be a line, or is it going to be like a polygon? I'm assuming if I am going to be collecting maybe trees around this area, and then I'm going to use the point feature. Or maybe if I'm going to be collecting the new buildings that have been built here, I'm going to use the polygon feature. Or maybe if I'm going to be tracing the roads or the lines or the drainages that are found in a certain area, I'm going to use the line feature. So the feature that you're going to be collecting defines the features that you will put in your margin or in your QGIS as the input for doing data collection. So the same is as using ODK, Open Data Kit, where you define either a point, a line, or a polygon. and it is easier. So for you to do that, you create your layers for doing that data collection. So you go to the layer, and then you go to create layer. And for this case, we are using like the geo package. We don't use the shell files. That is because the geo package is compatible with the margin or the input. That is the base there that we use. So for our case, we're using the geo package layer, not the shape file, not the other layers. So the geo package. And on the prompt section, we are going to fill in the data, or where we're going to store our data. So click on the database, and then we go and store our data where we want to store our data. So I'm going to name this as point sample, and then I say save, and then you define the geometry, that is the point, and you define like the projection. I prefer using WGS 84. So and then inside the point, what are we going to be collecting? So like the fields that we are going to be collecting on the certain feature. So I'm assuming maybe the at first we're going to be collecting the name. So I'm going to add the name of that feature that we're going to be collecting. And then, okay. And then you say, you define it the type of the, you define it the type of that, maybe the type of that field is going to be a text. And then you define it the maximum length, maybe 255 or whatever length. So depending the names that you're going to be adding, and then say add it to the list. You don't mind about the location because it picks there the location, so you don't mind about the X and Y. Or maybe the other thing could be the color. So you're assuming how are we going to be filling the color? Is it blue, yellow, light, or green? Then it is going to be a text, and then we leave in the length, and then we add to the field list, and then we can think of the other field that we might be collecting on a certain feature. Could be the name, could be the color. What else could be when we are trying to collect a point feature? Assuming maybe the electric poles. Height. So height, we know it is going to be a number, so it is an integer. And then we add it to the list. So you can think of anything. So if you think this is enough, and then we say add it to the list. And remember that when we come to the then we can add other field whenever we want. So this should be like the only field list that we're going to have. In case we are going to remember anything before going to the site, we can just add the field to be done during the data collection. So you say, so after we are okay with the field list, and then we say, okay. So so we are going to have on the layer panel, we're going to have like the new layer has been added on the QGIS. So what we're going to do is actually configure how we want this to appear. Or maybe, yes, I want this to appear when someone is actually correcting the data in the field. So what we're going to do is you just right click, and you come to the, you go to the, okay, you go to the properties, And once the properties opens up, what you do, you come to the fields. So here on the fields, you can see everything that have been added is okay. And then you come to the attribute form. On the attribute form is where we configure how the tab that are going to be collecting is going to be looking alike. So if you come to the maybe the FID for QGIS comes automatically, so you don't need to mind about this one. So you come to the name. So we just configure that we want the name to be the text. And here you have some general settings that you want to do. Or maybe if you want this to be editable, or if you want it not to be editable, if you leave this, and people in the site will not be able to edit this column. So if you leave it editable, so people in the field will be able to fill in the column. Maybe for the FID, you can just remove the editable for it to be like the automatic field. And then the name, we just leave it. And then come to the name, you leave it. And then down here, we can just see that we can just leave everything normal or by default. And then you come to the color or the height. So depends on how you want this to appear. So if you have like the local names, if you have like the local name or like the local languages, maybe I'm assuming for French speaking, and this is in English, so you can have like the French name added on the alias. On the alias is where you can add the other could be the local name, or maybe the local language, how the local people are going to understand this field. So here you can just type in maybe the local language for this, or maybe you can just add the hint that maybe collect maybe measure the height. Measure the height. So it's like the description that is not going to be the appearing on the, like the description that is not going to be appearing on the form, but it will help you like the data collector as well as the person who will be doing like the data interpretation or the data analysis. If you see that everything is okay, you come here. I think what you might need to do is maybe add the new column for the data collector, for you to know who has been collecting what data and who is collecting what data, and maybe date and time. If you want to add a new field, you can come to the fields and then you go to the toggle editing, and then we'll be able to add the new column. So I'm assuming I'm adding the collector name. Okay, and then it's going to be like the string, and then I'm putting in a length that is not going to be the maximum, and then you can add in date and time, and then you come here for date and time. You can just define it here, date and time, and then you say okay. So if you come here on the attribute table, you might find that your field that you have added here are not yet displaying here. What you need to do is save your form, and then you come back again, properties, and then you will be able to find them here. So the other thing that you might need to do is you can remove the auto generate and come to the drag and drop by designer, which is quite easier for you, and you can just drag what you want to be collecting, or maybe you can just remove it if you don't want to be collected. That is the easiest way to design your form on the drag and drop designer. and we have just added the collector, so you can just bring it here. If you don't want anything to be here, and then you can just select, and then you can just say remove, or maybe you can just drag it and drop here, and then you can do like the rearrangement. Maybe you want someone to fill in the name, and then it comes to the height and then color, or maybe you can just shuffle as long as you want, or maybe date and time. You take date and time up above, and then the collector remains down. So depends on how you want it to appear. And for instance, if this could have been the name, you can also select the widget type here and change anything in case if you wanted this to be like you want to be in a text value or maybe anything value, and then you can just return it anytime. Or maybe for the name, you can just maybe change it to any widget type that you might need. So there are numerous ways of you designing what you want to do. But for the for beginning sections, we can start by this, and then we go slowly. We see on how we can add like the multiple selections, or maybe we can add the names of the districts, and the data collector will be like selecting from the list and fill in the remaining gaps. If you don't want some people to write, they are like if you don't want people to write in the field, you just want them to fill in the already existing data, that you can do. Or maybe you have like the already predefined value or predefined things. What you can do is just load in the data before, and then when people are in the field, will be able like to collect or to select from what you have just filled in. But for the first, this our first task will be like we'll leave it like open where people will be able to fill in. So when we come to the next to the second exercise, I will show you on how you can add the data before, and then you let people select. If could be like the names, you have the names collected before the exercise, and then you load in the names. And when someone goes to a certain tree or to a certain school or to a certain building, he just goes through the list, and then he select a certain field or a certain name, and then he starts filling in the other fields that are remaining. So if you say that, and then you say okay, if you're okay with that, you say okay. So to test out how your form will look like, you try to do like a sample. You like because this is the point feature, you try to add point feature, and then you try to select in one of the area. So this is how your form will look like, and then this is how people will be like for the date and time. People will be able to select the date and time. It is 1st of December, and then they fill in the name. So name sample, they fill in the color, maybe blue. They measure height, maybe 2.5, and the collector. So we need to define the collector so that the collector will not be like filling in their names, because the margin map has got the automation of where all people who are registered, they can just it can just autofill this field. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you how you can actually, and how you can configure the collector to be like to be filled in automatically by the system or by the QGIS. So if that's the case, I'm going back, and then I come to the collector. You go down straight to the defaults here, and it's where you can just add in on how, if you want to, you want the margin to identify the user. So just type in margin username. So if we type in at margin username and say okay, so the next time I come here and I select this, because because I send into my margin, so it will just it will show automatically that I am the one who will be like collecting this data. So for your case, it will just display the name that you have. If you have the account and you signed in, it will just show in your name here. And if this project is going to be accessed by 1,000 and 1,000 of data collectors, or maybe field data collectors, they will not be able to edit this field, because it will just pick automatically the name of the collector that is collecting the certain feature. After that, you say okay, and then so you see that my point has been collected. So what the other thing that you can do is you can define the symbology of how you want your layers to look like, even on the mobile. So you can just choose any maybe color and whatever, and then you say apply and okay. So this is how your data will look like. And if you select if you are on the other, and then you fill in the data so you see that everything goes as we planned. Sample, so fill in the color red, measure the height maybe 30, and then I say okay, so it will just appear. So if my there are millions and millions of data collectors around the globe or around your area who are accessing this project, they will be able like to connect and do the data collection. For your case, what you need to do is just you click on the synchronize button and you see everything on your screen. I guess it was some of the new materials. Let me know if I left you behind. I will be happy to like repeat and repeat again. Okay, are we all right to that moment? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can get you. We are just maybe trying to digest some questions that we can post to you.
Okay.
We're moving together.
Yes, we are not really seeing.
All right. So so there's a question like, we are following you, but we are not seeing the margin impact.
The margin part?
Yeah, it's like we are doing stuff that we are able to see, we are able to do as well.
Okay.
But you can't see the other part of it. Whether it's just to do those changes, then you leave it there.
Aha. So after here, I'm going to show you on how you can connect your project to your mobile application, and then you can see how it looks on your mobile application. I was just doing on my QGIS, so I wanted to upload this project, and we see how it looks on our margin application, mobile application per se.
Okay, fantastic. And we have 10 minutes to finish the session.
Oh, okay. So let us hurry up. So do we have? Can I can I get maybe the username of anyone who has created the Margin Maps account, and then we see how it goes. What you need to do, you come here on the configuration button, and on the username, you just fill in the username that you have just created on your account, and then you enter the password, and then you are good to go. So do we have maybe an account that we can use?
Yeah, Bukenya.
Bukenya?
Yeah.
Is it as it is written?
Yes.
Can you
Exactly.
see
That one.
like this one?
Yes.
Okay. And the password?
It is mapping at capital M. The rest are small letters. Mapping at 2023.
Mapping
At 2023.
Let us see the password. This one?
Yes.
So if I'm going to test the connection, it says okay. So if it says okay, one thing, so and if we say okay, and if I okay, nice. So if, for instance, if I do like I want to collect this data, it will just okay, it has just disappeared. Okay, it is okay. So after we have created that, we need to save our project if the project is unsaved. So we need to save the project in your local desktop where the changes will be going. You come to the save, and then you say maybe sample. What you can do, you can create maybe a folder where your project will go, and then you say save. Is that okay? And then you save your data, and then you save your project. So what you need to do after you have your project saved, your QGIS saved, what you need to do, you come here on the plus sign, you click create margin maps project. And from the options that you have, you select package the current basic, that's the recommended. You package the current QGIS project, the one that we have, it's the one that you want to pack. You say, okay, one thing that I have forgotten. So one thing that I've forgotten, I want to, you will see some of the case, it might bring some errors. You will need to save the QGIS project where you have saved your layer or your geopackage. The geopackage layer where your geopackage has been saved, it's where the QGIS project should be saved. As you are going to be uploading this project, so it will need to pick up all the changes that we have from the local server to the cloud. So that's how it is going to be doing. If the QGIS project is saved in the other folder and the geo package is in the other folder, if you upload, it will fail to pick your geo package file. That's the problem. That is what I'm trying to mean. As for what I have done here, I know the QGIS project is in different folders. So if I try to pack this, it will just go as planned, but it will not collect like the entire project. So you can leave everything as it is, and then you go to the next. Here, this is what I'm talking about. So you need also to save your, if you want to create the margin project, and then you come here, you say where you want your project to be saved. So it will take you back to the folder where you just saved in your QGIS or your layers, and then you say okay, and then you enter the project name that maybe this was the sample, and then you say finish. So if you say finish, it will just query in the project, and then it will upload your data. Okay. So, and now the QGIS project has been uploaded. So this project will be able to be found on the mobile application. So was it Bukenya?
Yes, please.
Yes. So Bukenya, what you need to do, you can just go to the to your mobile to your mobile application, and you can easily find this project. And for others, what we can do is I can just,
yeah, it's there.
It's there. It is called the point sample, right?
Yes, we'll try to.
What you can do is try to maybe add some of the data and you synchronize, and I synchronize here. You see how everything goes. So for others, what I can do is let me sign in here to my Kenya mapping at 2023. Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. I'm not sure what is displaying. Yes, it is displaying the margin map. So this is the cloud for Bukenya, and this is the project that I named the sample. So what I can do, I can just add in other collaborators. What I need to do is for those who have maybe accounts, they can just share their username or maybe their emails, and then I add them here, and then we can all collaborate in one project.
I'm not finding my yeah, he said that.
Excuse me.
Yes.
On the issue of the plugin, because I was trying again to see whether it can. It's as if the version which I have is lower.
It's incompatible with the plugin.
Yeah, because there is a notification that this plugin is incompatible with this version of QGIS, designed for 3.16 to 3.99. So I have to change.
Yes, you have to get the right QGIS.
Okay. All right then.
But you can just access any project on the mobile application, but you cannot create projects.
Exactly. Yet I need to be creating.
Okay.
All right then.
So if I can manage to get the emails of the people who have accounts on the margin, I can just add them here, and then they will receive the notification in their margin maps mobile application, and then they will be able to do like the data collection wherever they are.
So after here, now what next?
After here, so you'll be able to share like the project with you, and you can do like the data collection. And then if we synchronize from your area, and then I can be able to synchronize from my area, and then I get the data that you guys have been collecting.
So which kind of data are we going to specifically do only the data for points, for example, trees or locations? Or there is another way how we can add in another option whereby we have buildings, the lines,
yes,
or the area, because how that point, area, and the
yes, it is possible.
What's the way forward?
It is possible. For our case, we just created the point feature, but if you want to maybe collect the polygon feature, you can just do like the same. You go to the layer option, you go to the create layer on the geo package layer, you just on the geometry type, you enter the type of the type of what you'll be
geometry
collecting, the geometry type, and then you can enter in the fields that you want to be, or the the attributes that we'll be collecting on a certain fields. Also, if you don't want that, you can just, because the good thing about QGIS and the OSM, you can just download this data from OSM if you want to update this data. I can just download this data that I'm seeing here on the from OSM. I can just download them and I can access them. That is actually one of the projects. That is one of the projects that we did here. What we did is we downloaded all the data from.
Sorry to interrupt you. So we are running this online session, so it's time up. And if you go beyond like 5 minutes, we are going to crash in another event. Yeah, so just maybe share your contacts. We can still reach out to you for questions and maybe further presentation. We can also rearrange the online presentation if everyone is here. So just share your contact details so that people can capture them and they'll be able to reach out to you. Yeah.
Yes, yes. If for those people who want to get in contact with me, can just
because one thing first, just kindly asking, being that now you've tried to come up with search, and when I look at the map, it's as if the map shows that it's not within where I am. So how do you do that? Because there's that possibility. Because right now I'm in Uganda, and because what the interface which I'm seeing, the map behind, it's not within the area where I am. So how shall we do the data collected when it's already there? You've shown me that the map should have within that area.
So we just, okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I should share the contacts and then we can discuss on that. But yes, okay, let me share my contacts on the chats. I hope you can access them. Okay, Auntie Kawamala at gmail.com, or maybe you can follow us on our at rootgis.org, our website. You'll be able to get in contact with me, and I'm adding my WhatsApp number. I think I think the moderator have my contacts. We just share.
That's my email. I'll share you my email, so we shall discuss via that.
Oh, thank you.
Let me get these contacts before they close up.
So Charles, thank you, and thank you everyone for attending this. I think it is one of the most workshops, but thank you for bearing with me, and I hope to catch up with you in case you're stuck in any of the area. I'll be able to help you guys.
Okay, thank you so much, and we'll still reach out to you. And thanks for joining.
Thank you.
So we're coming back at 4.
Already it is 5 the way I am right now.
Yeah.